Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do hope you're well. Right, we are back in Misty Marsh. We're going to be working in this area, I think, today. I know it's been a little while since we've actually done a habitat, but that's kind of how this zoo is going at the moment. We will get back to some animals soon, I promise. I think I just want to finish off like this bit here before moving on, and then I will get an animal in somewhere. Not sure where. Um, I promise you, I will do an animal next before I come and do this cafe area here. This bit here is kind of cool, so I'm going to do like a big pointed mountain type bit there, I think. And I don't really know what I'm doing in the rest of it yet, but I'll work it out. But anyway, here, what I want to do, I want to make a big sort of fake door entrance here, surrounded by rocks. So what I'm thinking is, let's just create a big old fake door. That's kind of my plan. So roughly like this. So this is what I was thinking, having it look really big and chunky is what I'm thinking. Let's see if I can do this. How wide does it need to be? I mean, that may be a little bit too big and chunky, but not sure. Let's see. Actually, let's wait. Let's get snapping on. So it probably needs, yeah, it needs this, doesn't it? It needs a cross beam. Which I guess, yeah, it probably needs to go right sort of from there. Something like that. Let's just manipulate this a little bit. Actually, if I turn the angle snap off, I can get it a bit closer to that corner. And then I think it needs, whoops, I think it needs a top and a bottom as well. No, it doesn't need a bottom, it needs a top, doesn't it? Again, let's just pull that out like that. Let's get it up to the edge there. Whoops, and there. Actually, I'm just going to pull them out a little bit more so they're further out than this angled one. Just wondering whether I need the two side pieces actually to stick out as well. I think that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Actually, in fact, these ones can be even wider, I think, like that. There we go, starting to look more like a door now, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Right, what else can I put on here? Let's just have a look at my favourite pieces, because there may well be something that I can do on here. What have we got here? Right, yes, hang on, it's not in here, but there are some nice bracket pieces, aren't there? Yeah, these, oh yeah, see that looks nice. I don't know if it's really going to serve a purpose, but it does look cool. Just kind of make everything look a bit bigger and chunkier. What do we got here? See, I was kind of hoping we'd have sort of a door knocker or something. A window guard. There's all sorts of bits here that I've not seen before. hinges. Don't really need hinges. Quite like the idea of something like this, which has a lantern in it. No. I do like the idea of a handle. I think a handle over here would make sense. Let's see. Let's get that, and then let's go with something like this, and then if I can flip that round and bring it down. There we go, that's made quite a nice little handle, I think. Cool. Not too sure about these brackets at the side. I feel like they need... Oh look, there's a big old door handle. Never mind, I think ours is better. Let's just see if there's potential for a flaming thingy, or would that need to be up on the top, do we think? Yeah, I think logically this would need to be up here, wouldn't it? Which is fine. I think that looks good. Gives you a bit of character. Nice. Just not sure what I'm doing with these metal bits on the side here, and whether there's just something else that can be on here. Quite like the idea of some random chains, actually. I mean, just some random chain just hanging there. Why not? Makes it look like it's doing something. We've got a nice bracket. Yeah, we don't need any more lights, do we? I think that's probably going to do it. I don't want to go over the top. I just want it to look nice and chunky, that's all. Oh, that's a good idea. Look, I could have some something like this along the top. Actually, there's going to be better things in the fencing department, I think, isn't there? Unless it's too wide. So you what? Let's just put one of them in over there and just see if any of this stuff is going to fit or not. Let's have a look. Let's make this one nice and dark. So I do quite like that. I'd need to raise up the braziers though, but that's fine. I could do that. I don't think there's anything else there. Okay, let's go with this. So let's get this one right in the middle if I can. And then they're going to need to be lifted up. Let's have a look. See if this is going to look chunky enough or not. Yeah, I think I can get away with that. I think if I make that black. Quite like that. just see. Actually, I think that would work better if it was one of these ones. Right, I'll just get rid of that one, and let's just bring this one in here to about there. And oh, what? That one can't be painted, but that one can. Oh no, no. Now it's saying that it can. Can it? No, it can't. Yes, it can. I don't know what was going on there. It wasn't showing me that I could paint it. There we go. Never mind. Lovely stuff. Yeah, I think once this is sort of surrounded by all the rock work that I'm going to do, I think that'll work quite nicely. So that's what I need to do next. Actually, let's just adjust this a little bit on the path here, like that. I should also get a sign on it, actually just saying staff only. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, something like that. Let's add that on there. Let's go black again. And let's get staff only written in white. Excellent. Good. Right, so let's come back to here then. And let's do some rock work. So this is, it's kind of tricky. I think what I'll do, I'll start here and work my way that way. So I think here I might be best off using some of these. Look at that. See, that just kind of just works like that, doesn't it? Just to help cover up. Hang on, let's get rid of some of this snapping. Just to help cover up the majority of this space, and then I can kind of manipulate them a bit, get some smaller bits put in as well, so I can fill those in separately. Oops. Interesting how when you tilt these, the moss moves around. It's a very interesting system. That I quite like it. I think I need to start just mixing this up a little bit here, because you don't want it to all look the same, like all the same patterns. So you don't even necessarily have to have everything covered either. You can have the odd gap here and there. Right, that's a nice start for that wall. Let's come over here. Let's just get some of this bit filled in here. Obviously, you just got to get the gaps filled so people can't go climbing and disappearing into the rocks. I don't mind if there's a bit of an overhang. I don't mind little gaps like that, actually. It kind of looks... I quite like that rock looks a bit precarious up there. As you know, I think I will... Yeah, let's get rid of that. There's not a gap there. Let's come into here. That all looks quite nice, doesn't it? Definitely not, yeah, there's nothing the other side that I need to worry about there either. So there we go, there's our little wall on one side, which I think looks really cool. And then we'll do, I think I'm going to have one of these that is above here. Or just behind it, maybe like that. Obviously it doesn't matter what's behind here because it's all backstage, hidden away, can't see any of it. So what matters is what it looks like from down here. Right, and then let's get this end covered. See, that looks cool, doesn't it? I like that. Obviously we'll decorate these with vegetation as well, which will sort of finish off the whole effect. So this is actually a tunnel here, isn't it? So this is for the public to walk down. So this tunnel needs to be finished. Let's come in here and do a bit of that. Don't mind just covering up the edge of the pathway here. In fact, I think that looks quite good if you do that. And then just get the back side of that covered up. It's quite low, this tunnel. I'm just wondering whether I can get away with creating this kind of effect. So again, you don't need to see the top side of this, it's only the bottom that's going to matter. There you go, look, people can walk through there, that's what matters. So as long as we got that bit looking good. And then let's come in here and let's try and make this bit kind of filled in. I think it looks good actually if I hide the edge of the pathway. Something like that. And then we need this gap filled in here. And just a little bit of filling in here. Again, just come down, just see what it looks like from inside. Right, let's just lift that up a bit, kind of blend that in with the roof. Cool, so there's our little tunnel. I like that, I think that looks really cool. Actually, let's just get this little bit covered in down here. A nice little rock, that one, actually. I like that it's completely covered in moss. That looks really nice, but having that little bit of green all the way around the edge there. I like that. That looks really nice. Okay. Right, so they go through the tunnel and they come out to what? I don't know. Haven't decided what I'm doing over here yet. Obviously this side here needs to be covered. Let's just see if I can do another little waterfall area just here. I think that works. Just have that kind of just disappearing down underneath the steps again there. And then I can come in here and just get this filled in. And let's lift this up. Make sure you can't see what's going on back there. So yeah, from down here you don't want to be able to see behind this wall. Now obviously I've got got a bit of hiding to do here as well. Okay, that's good, and then let's just vary it up a bit because we've got some fairly repetitive patterning going on, which I don't want. Cool. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I haven't decided what's going on around here yet. In fact, I may bring the pathway back across here because I like these little bridge areas. Let's just see if I can make this look nice. Okay, not a lot of smoothing going on there. Let's see if I can make a pathway come off of here. Hang on, let's get rid of the snapping and let's get rid of railing. For now, I might have to come back. Oh, hang on, I've got tunnelling on as well. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, I just like the idea of this coming in and kind of coming over here somewhere. There we go, lovely. Another little pathway, excellent. That is what I'm all about in this zoo, lots of little crisscrossing pathways. Okay, so this is where I was working, so let's come in here. So these rocks, what were these ones? These are taiga rocks, and these are the mossy ones. So the taiga ones are the more sort of underground ones, leading down to the back cave. And then you've got the mossy ones at the top. So I think that works. I think I'll keep going with that. In fact, I tell you what I'm going to do on these bridges. I think I'm going to put the railings back on. The railings just work on the bridges, I think. They just make sense, you know, and then it makes it easier to kind of blend the rock work in around them. So let's go with some more rocks along here. I'll leave some space because we want room for some nice trees or whatever to go in as well. Let's get one of these ones in here. I just want to see if I can create like a little sort of a nice tall thing like this. I don't know what you'd call this, like a monolith. See if I can do this and make it look half decent. It's quite tricky when you're just using the same piece like this. Yeah, something like that. And then I can have a bit of foliage up at the top there. I think that looks nice. Let's just try and hide a bit underneath here. Oops. Okay, that didn't quite go where I wanted it. Hang on, let's just try that again. There we go, just a little bit higher up there. Right, and then let's cover up this gap at the side here. So this is all sloping here, so this is a little bit tricky. I have to try and slope the rocks with it. Kind of create this little stepping pattern that comes down here into this gap. Something like that, and then you just got this tiny little hole down here to plug. There we go. Again, all of this will look better once it's all covered in foliage. Right, so I don't want to be able to see through here either, so let's get... I mean, actually, it doesn't. I don't mind being able to see through here a little bit. Actually, that doesn't matter because it's not, you know, it doesn't need to be hidden. I mean, you see that as you come around this corner here anyway. So yeah, so that's fine. And then as you come down here, or you come up here, again, it doesn't matter if you can see through there. In fact, it's quite cool that you can see that the gate is there. I think that actually works quite nicely. Tell you what I'm going to do here, just going to try and sneak a little bit of moss into here. Yeah, just to sort of blend the rocks together a little bit there, and then leave it as it goes under there. I don't mind this concrete showing here, but I will obviously create something else on the other side over here. I'll probably leave this side for once I've decided how I'm doing this cafe, so all of this will get done in one go. I'm really focusing on just this side over here at the moment. Now, the other thing, I've only got a few minutes left actually. This episode has gone quite fast, hasn't it? Oh, just actually, as I come through there, I just need a couple more rocks on here. Just to make sure you can't see over the top of that. There we go, like that. What's I going to do? Yeah, the water special effect. Let's just check that and see if there's anywhere that I just want to have a random little bit of water coming. So what was it? Waterfall bottom? No, waterfall midsection is what I'm looking for. Where you can just kind of have water just randomly kind of flowing down the rocks like that. It just looks cool. It may be a little bit over the top, but I think it works. A bit coming down over the top of that. It doesn't really matter that the water's not going anywhere. You know, I'm going to favourite that piece because it is such a good piece. I mean, it just looks cool just coming and splashing down. It kind of looks like the water is always just running past the side here and flowing underneath somewhere. I just think it looks really good. That looks really cool actually, I do like that. I don't want to do it everywhere, but you know, where it's appropriate, where you've got a nice sort of cliff edge like this, a nice solid face, I do think it works. And then you've got the mist effect as well, actually, the ambience mist. Let's go mist medium. Let's have a look at this. I want a little bit of mist coming up from in here. So you can literally just sink it down underneath like that. Yeah, that looks nice. I love the mist effect. It's such a simple thing. Especially in a tunnel like that. That's nice. Great. Okay, well, we're getting somewhere, aren't we? I still need to do a load of foliage. What foliage would come off the top of this rock? What do you reckon? I think it needs to be... Actually, I'll tell you what I need to put in there first, I think. Let's just do this before the end of the episode. I think I need to just put a little bit of soil in to start with, if I can. So it looks like there's actually soil in there. I know that's completely pointless because you can't see it, but that's for my own peace of mind. I know that whatever I put in there is growing in something. And then yeah, I just feel like it's going to need something just sticking out the top, isn't it? Something weird and wonderful. Not that. No, let's go fern. I mean, there's always the classic Classic silver fern, isn't there? Look at that. Let's see, how does that look? That's actually perfect, coming right out the middle there. There we go. Let's just pop that down and see what we think. Oh, look at that. That looks really cool. Just a big old fern coming out of the monolith. Excellent. Okay, good. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I feel like we got quite a lot done there. Actually, I think that's pretty cool. So we finished our tunnel here. We built our backstage entrance. I'm not obviously doing backstage stuff. That's just like it is. We got our monolith built. We got our backstage connected here with this nice wall with a bit of water coming down it. Still need to do some more vegetation on here, but it's coming together quite nicely there, I think. So there we go. That's going to do it for this episode. So next time I will... What am I going to do? I may come in and get this bit done, because this isn't really going anywhere, is it? I don't think. I mean, we've got an entrance here. I was going to bring that back upwards, I think, wasn't I? And bring it sort of around like this, and then have a habitat here somehow. So I might get that in place, and I might make that the next episode. Actually, start a new habitat, because I know there's a lot of scenery stuff going on, which I know isn't the most exciting stuff to watch, and I don't want you guys just abandoning me. So yeah, so let's do a habitat next, and let's get that going over there somewhere. Try and encourage more people over that bit of the zoo as well, because at the moment everyone's gathered around here. So yeah, let's do that. We'll get a habitat in over here. I don't know what the animal's going to be, but we'll do something. I may try and connect all three of these pathways up. Actually, I think that could work quite nicely. Yeah. Ooh, just had a thought. I'll discuss it in the next episode. Let's leave it there for now. So thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please do leave any feedback down in the comments below if you've got anything you want to say. And join me again in the next episode as well. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.